Maitrisambhava, who is online from home, and she's going to lead the meditation this morning. And that will take us up to roughly 11:30 or a bit before. And then we'll have a short break, maybe get up, move away from the screen, or whatever you need to do. And then we're going to have a talk this morning. So once a month we have a talk. And this is the second in our current series of the triple training or threefold path. So I'm going to be doing the talk at 11:30 or just after, and introducing the first of the ethical precepts. So talking about love. So the talk is called How Can We Receive Love? The focus on receiving love. So, but before that, I'm going to hand over to Maitrisambhava for the meditation. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me okay this morning. It's really lovely to be here with you all. Unsurprisingly, given Karaniya's very interesting talk title, How Can We Receive Kindness, we're going to do a period of the Metta Bhavana. So with this focus on receptivity, I was thinking that we could use the technique of using the breath to cultivate metta, to contact metta, because it is receptive. And I think it's helpful in countering any tendency we might have to strive in the Metta Bhavana. So we can cultivate a sense of receiving kindness. And of course, we'll be starting by receiving kindness from ourselves, which is always interesting, I find. And this talk title, it sparked off a reflection for me. And it resonated with something that is part of alive in my practice at the moment. So in the Metta Bhavana, we use the imagination, and the imagination, it inspires us, it connects us, it keeps the practice alive. And of course, in our imagination, we don't have the normal constraints of time and space that we have in everyday life. Anything is possible, isn't it? So in the first stage of the practice, where we are going to breathe in metta from the air around us, we'll imagine breathing in metta from the air around us. And that brings to mind for me the fact that probably definitely millions of people have and are practicing this loving kindness practice, all the way back to the Buddha, who taught it and practiced it himself. And so sometimes I like to bring to mind some of these practitioners. So Tibetan lamas in dusty, dark, smoky monasteries in remote places in the snow. Or of course the Buddha and his followers. They would meditate overnight in a clearing on the night of the full moon. Very atmospheric and evocative scene to bring to mind. And we can imagine that there is this stream of metta that's in place that we can receive, that's coming from all these practitioners. And in the Karaniya Metta Sutta, which is one of the great teachings of metta in the Pali Suttas, one of the things that it's encouraging us to do is to bring to mind beings who are born and beings who are yet to be born. So that's us, isn't it? For all those practitioners of centuries past, we are the beings yet to be born. And then, of course, we can pay that forward. We can bring to mind beings who are yet to be born. So when we get to the last stage, I'm going to read 3 short verses from the Karaniya Metta Sutta. So that should put us in a really good receptive frame of mind for Karaniya's talk. So the first thing we'll do as usual is a body scan, and here's an opportunity to give our body messages of receiving kindness. So is there anything you need right now to be more comfortable? It's jolly cold. I'm wearing my thermals. I have 2 blankets. Do you need another blanket? If you're going to lie down, have you got a cushion for behind your head? If you're lying down, is it more comfortable for you to have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor? Or is it better to have your knees, your legs extended? So experimenting, because all the time we're already beginning to give our body messages of kindness, messages of care. Graham on tech, is it possible to mute people except me? That would be good. I can't mute everybody today, so if you can do that, that would be great. And it's fine to do the body scan in a seated posture. That's what I'm doing. And whatever posture you're in, we'll start by taking 3 deeper breaths. So breathing in for a count of at least 4, breathing deep into the belly, noticing the way the breath enters your body and fills your lungs, and then breathing out for a count of a bit more than 4, 5 or 6. And with each out breath, giving your body permission to drop its weight down into the earth. And you can carry on taking a few more deeper breaths if that's helpful. Or you can allow your breath to return to normal. And then take your attention to your legs and feet. If you're lying down and your legs are bent, you can allow your knees to fall into the center line so there's less holding for your legs. And if your legs are extended along the ground, it can be helpful to experiment with pushing your heels away. Perhaps do first your right leg, then your left. Push your heel away, then allow your leg to relax down. And I usually find that that brings more of my leg in contact with the floor. So we'll find all those points of contact with the floor. Soles of the feet, the back of the body, sitting bones. Wherever your body's in contact with the chair, with the floor, with cushions. And as we explore all those points of contact, we might notice the body beginning to relax. We might notice little areas of holding that we don't need to do. So noticing your toes. Are your toes soft and relaxed? And how are your legs? Could they let go a little more? And then taking in the back of the body. Maybe that's free and upright. Maybe it's relaxing down into the earth. And the back of the head. And it can be helpful to play with extending the back of the neck slightly. Whether you're upright or lying down. Releasing the spine. And then from the crown of the head we'll come down the front of the body, inviting the face to soften, and the jaw to let go of any tension or holding. Noticing the root of the tongue. Can that be softer? And the eyes and the forehead. Coming down the neck to the shoulders and allowing the arms to rest and to be supported. It can be helpful to focus on the hands. Sometimes, for me, as the hands soften, so do the arms and so do the shoulders. So visiting your fingers and the palms of your hands and the backs of the hands. And then beginning to tune into sensations of the breath. Following the breath deep in the belly. and noticing all the movements the body makes around the rib cage and the chest and the shoulders with each breath. And then breathing into the heart center, breathing space into the heart center at the center of the chest. So a reminder that in the Metta Bhavana, the cultivation of loving kindness, we're cultivating the wish for all beings to be well and happy, to be free from suffering. So just noticing before we finish the body scan, the whole body breathing, from toes to the crown of the head, encouraging the heart to be open and expansive, so this is a good time to move into a seated posture for the Metta Bhavana practice, if that's what you'd like to do. And in the first stage of the Metta Bhavana, where we're cultivating a wish for ourselves to be well and happy and free from suffering, we stay tuned to the breath, and we can imagine that the air around us is full of metta, and we simply breathe it in. metta to fill our bodies with the breath, with the in-breath. The Metta Bhavana. Breathing in loving kindness and allowing it to nourish you. And if you find it helpful or inspiring, you could bring to mind this stream of metta coming from all the practitioners of the past and the present, which we are part of. All the way back to the Buddha. And maybe there's a part of your experience that would benefit from loving kindness, maybe some tension you've noticed in the body, pain or discomfort, emotional turbulence, or just a busy, distracted mind. Breathing metta into any experience that will really benefit from receiving kindness. Breathing in loving kindness, receiving kindness, allowing it to permeate your body, your mind, your awareness. Bringing to mind a good friend, and with the in-breath, taking them in, breathing in awareness of your good friend, and breathing out metta, loving kindness. Breathing in awareness of your good friend encourages us to really experience our reaction to our friend and the qualities that we appreciate. And the out-breath carries with it our wish for their happiness and freedom from suffering. Breathing in awareness of a good friend and breathing out loving kindness. Bringing to mind someone we see around but we don't know, our feelings for them are fairly neutral. With the in-breath, really taking them in. And breathing out loving kindness. as we breathe in awareness of somebody we don't know, we can be aware that they too wish for happiness and freedom from suffering. And we breathe out loving kindness. And feelings can be quite neutral in this stage. But our wish can be strong, our wish for happiness and well-being for this person we don't know. The neutral person fades away, and we bring to mind someone we're finding difficult at the moment. And as we breathe in awareness of someone we're having difficulty with, noticing those difficult feelings, and then breathing out metta, that wish that they will be free from suffering. They will find happiness. drawing on the resource of metta we've cultivated to support us and allow us to breathe out metta for someone we're having difficulty with. Coming back to the breath, if you notice your mind has wandered. With the in-breath, breathing in awareness of a difficult person, and breathing out loving kindness. Bringing together all four people, ourselves, our good friend, the neutral person, and the person we find difficult. Breathing in awareness, breathing out metta, loving kindness equally for all four. And then with each in-breath, connecting first with all of us meditating together. On a physical level, we're all in different places. But in the imagination, we're all practicing together. Maybe at the beginning of the class you noticed people you see at the class regularly, so bringing them to mind and breathing out metta. And then with each in-breath, allowing more and more beings to come to mind. People you'll see later in the day, whether you know them or not. Friends and family, near and far. With each in-breath, taking in more and more beings. Beings we know, beings we don't know, those we like, those we think we don't like. Breathing out metta with no limits at all. Whatever living beings there be, feeble or strong, tall, stout or medium, short, small or large, without exception, seen or unseen, those dwelling far or near, those who are born, or those who are yet to be born. May all beings be happy. Let none deceive another, nor despise any person whatsoever in any place. Let us not wish any harm to another out of anger or ill will. Let our thoughts of boundless love pervade the whole world, above, below and across, without any obstruction, without any hatred, without any enmity. It's as if we've become a beacon of metta, radiating metta out into the universe with each out-breath. And now we'll let go of the practice, let go of any effort. Sitting with our experience just as it is. Allowing the effects of the practice to be absorbed, to permeate us. Noticing any changes in experience, since we started the class. If there's any more spaciousness in your awareness or open-heartedness, more sense of well-being, however small, just noticing that.